Oh, we got somebody, goodness gracious. Okay, we have Zoe. Zoe, es-tu là?
Oui,
Ben, joyeux Noël et bienvenue, mon ami. Comment ça va?
bien.
Bien. Puis, qu'est-ce que tu veux pour Noël?
Je veux un toutou de lutin.
Oui.
Je veux des squishmallows.
Oui. Es-tu d'autres choses?
Puis un livre de lutin.
Puis, tu fais le bon garçon cette année? Hein? Es-tu sage?
Oui,
Oui. Puis, tu vas faire bien écouter à maman et papa. Tu vas aller te coucher quand c'est le temps, te laver les dents. Puis, non. Aussi, tu peux aider un petit peu à maman et papa s'il y a des choses à faire avant Noël. So, de là, je sais que maman et papa aimeraient bien avoir un petit peu d'aide. Puis, de là, y a-t-il la neige à Moncton aujourd'hui? Es-tu à Moncton?
adieu.
À Dieppe. Oui, ben Dieppe est juste au côté de Moncton. Ben, avez-vous eu la neige aujourd'hui?
Oui,
Oui, il y en a beaucoup, avec un petit brin. Hein?
assez.
Ah, OK. Ben, j'espère que non, parce que tu sais, les enfants ont demandé pour la neige, pour jouer dedans. So, on espère qu'il y en a assez pour tout le monde, qui pourra avoir un petit peu de fun. Ben, y a-t-il quelque chose d'autre à me demander avant qu'on te laisse aller pour la soirée?
Joyeux Noël.
Joyeux Noël, mon ami. On te voit à bientôt, OK? À la prochaine. Bye-bye, mon ami. Bye-bye. Now, that was really, really nice to start with. Somebody from Dieppe telling me they got some snow today in the area. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. Yes, yes, yes. And, okay, now, Maria. Oh, goodness gracious. Now, my helper on the board, the star, his name is Bernard. And Bernard, yes, are we having a little trouble with the signal? Well, here in North Pole, we are getting some snow. And it's quite breezy, and it's almost a daily thing to get snow. And from there, sometimes that we have a little bit of a trouble with the communication. But I'm sure that if you guys just call, please call back. I'd like to talk with you. So I'd like to take this moment to thank Rogers for having me with them tonight. And this is unfortunately our last night. We're here till 7:30, and we would like to talk to all the boys and girls who wants to call in. So if you look on the bottom of your screen, you're going to see a number. Mom and Dad can help you with that, and they can dial that number. And then we get to talk, and you'll be able to watch on TV while I'm going to talk with you and see what you want for Christmas. Si que vous voulez parler avec le Père Noël, j'aimerais bien parler de ça que vous nous appellerez. Juste en bas, tu as le numéro, puis tu peux appeler ce numéro-là, puis on va... Okay, so Star is telling me that we have a group of kids who would like to talk with Santa. Goodness gracious. Well, Merry Christmas. This is Santa.
Hi,
Hi. Merry Christmas. And who am I speaking with?
Jeremiah.
And what would you like to have for Christmas?
A Game Boy.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
No? You being good this year?
Yes.
Yes, that's what we want to hear because, I mean, we're almost at Christmas and we want to make sure that everybody stays on the good list. There you go.
Okay.
Is there anybody else there with you who wants to talk to Santa?
Yes.
And can I speak to the next person, please?
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too. And who do I have on the phone at this now?
Maria.
And what would you like to have for Christmas?
A Gabby toy.
That's a wonderful idea. Goodness gracious, these kids have really good ideas for Christmas gift. Now, have you been good this year?
Mm-hmm.
And you're listening to Mommy and Daddy. Well, if you're listening to Mommy and Daddy and you're being good, I'm sure that we'll be able to see you Christmas morning with some wonderful gifts, okay? Is there anything else that you want to ask Santa?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Thanks for calling. I appreciate you taking time for me. Is there anybody else who wants to talk to Santa?
Hello. Hello.
Merry Christmas, and who am I speaking with?
Elijah.
Great to talking to you. Now, what would you want for Christmas?
A bat monster truck.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea. Goodness gracious. Now, let me think. Do we have any more? Oh, yes, yes. Okay, that's not a problem. I just want to make sure I don't run out of these wonderful gifts. Anything else you'd like to have for Christmas? Is there anything
Merry
else?
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thanks for calling Santa. I appreciate your time. Goodness gracious.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Is there anybody else?
Oh, no, the baby just wants to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
well, thank you. Appreciate those very kind words. And I wish you all a Merry Christmas. And hopefully next year will be a wonderful year. Well, thank you so much. And thanks for calling in. And we wish you all the best.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Merry Christmas, everyone. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Goodness gracious, what a wonderful group of little friends. All wishing Santa a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. And it looks like they were having fun. Well, I'm glad to hear that people are getting ready for Christmas. This is a wonderful time of year. And from there on, I'm getting a little signal to say that we might have somebody else on the phone. Hello, this is Santa.
Hello.
Hi, this is Santa. Who am I speaking with?
This is Hayden.
And what would you like to have for Christmas?
A globe.
Now, that's a nice gift. Anything else?
Kerplunk.
Well, Capone, good. And that would be a nice gift too. Yes, I agree. Anything else?
A doggy plushie.
Oh, goodness gracious. It sounds like you have a really good list that I'm sure that you're going to enjoy Christmas if you're good. Have you been good this year?
Yeah.
Yes, but if you're good, I can't see where we would have any problems bringing you your Christmas wishes, okay? Anything else you want to ask Santa?
A penguin plushie, because I like penguins.
Well, like Santa said, probably that Mrs. Claus has that all ready to be wrapped and ready to be put in my sled. But we'll double check and make sure that your wishes will be looked at, and if they're good and you're being good, we'll see you Christmas morning. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Santa.
You're welcome. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas. Have a safe trip.
Well, I've got Rudolph all ready to go. My reindeer's never been so excited for this trip. And I've been checking the weather, and it looks like I'm going to have a really nice trip this year. So I think that we're going to have a really good trip. So we should be good. But thanks for wishing me a safe trip, and looking forward to coming to your home.
Thank you, Santa.
My pleasure.
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead. Take your time. No worries.
What is your favorite Christmas movie?
What is my favorite cookie, you said?
No, Christmas movie.
Oh, Christmas movie. Sorry about that. No, there's a little bit of noise in the background from the shop. My favorite Christmas movie. Well, the National Lampoon Christmas Vacation, with the Griswold. That's really one of my favorite ones. I enjoyed The Grinch. That's another good movie. And from there on, cartoons, well, there's the Flintstone. There's all kinds of Frosty Snowman. Charlie Brown's Christmas. So I have to say that anything that has to do with Christmas, I really enjoy. But if you're going to ask me, my favorite one is National Lampoon Christmas Vacation with the Griswold.
My personal favorite is Christmas Chronicles.
Now that's a good one too. Yes, you are right. That is a good one. And I'm telling you, when we sit down to look at an evening watching good movies or a Christmas special, well, there's all kinds to choose from, and we're very glad that at least that we get to be able to enjoy them this time of the year. So, well, Santa's going to say good night to you, and thank you for calling. It was great talking to you, and I wish you a Merry Christmas.
All right, it was great talking to you too, Santa. Merry Christmas. Have a safe trip.
Oh, thank you, my friend. Great talking to you. Thanks for calling in. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye now. Goodness. No, well, that was really, really nice. Now, yes, okay, Bernard, we have another, or we have somebody else on the line. Merry Christmas. This is Santa. Goodness gracious, is anybody there? Oh, goodness gracious. Maybe they had to hang up the phone for a second, but they're going to call back, I hope. Because I want to really talk to everybody who needs to talk to me. And to maybe either verify their Christmas list, or if they're telling me what happened, maybe something special today, or whatever it is. If you guys want to call Santa, it'll be a pleasure to hear your voice. Si vous voulez appeler le Père Noël, le numéro en bas de la télévision, donnez-moi un coup de fil, puis je suis bien content de vous parler. Puis voir comment est-ce que tu as votre journée, s'il y a quelque chose de spécial, ou si vous avez pensé à un autre cadeau que vous vouliez ou quoi, vous n'en savez jamais. So, goodness, yes, okay, Star, yes, we're getting Katie, yes, this is Santa, Merry Christmas. Hello, this is Santa.
How's your day today?
Goodness gracious, who am I speaking with? Is this Caden?
You speaking to Hayden?
And what do you want for Christmas?
I want like these games I like, the Mario games, Marky Luck games.
Okay, yes. Anything else? Anything else you'd like to have that Santa could maybe add to the list? Because I'm almost done with my wrapping and making all these gifts, but sometimes I have a little bit more time. So is there anything else? Okay, goodness gracious. Well, I'll see what I can do to make sure that, Christmas morning, that you'll be very, very happy. Now, you're being good, I hope.
Yep.
And anything else that you want to tell Santa or ask Santa?
Toys like clothes.
Okay. That sounds like you have what we will say in a real nice Christmas. If you're good, we'll make sure to see you Christmas morning with those wonderful gifts. Okay?
Yeah.
So don't forget to be good. Don't forget when it's time to go to bed, you don't argue with Mommy and Daddy, and you brush your teeth. And I'll see you less than almost a week. And we'll be there with the reindeers and all the wonderful gifts. So from Santa to you, Merry Christmas, and have a good night.
I'll leave you some reindeer food and cookies.
Well, no, thank you. No, that's very kind of you.
You're welcome.
And I'll really enjoy it. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you so much. Merry Christmas, my friend. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Merry Christmas. This is Santa.
Hi, Santa.
And how are you?
Good.
Good. Who am I speaking with?
Say your name.
And what's your name?
Ava.
That's what I thought it was, Ava. Now, Ava, what did you want for Christmas? Can you remind Santa what you asked for?
I want a Barbie house.
A Barbie house, yes.
And a boy reborn toddler.
Okay, that's a wonderful gift. Goodness gracious. Anything else?
Yeah.
Oh.
Baby boy clothes.
Oh, well, if you're really good, I think that your Christmas is going to be very, very special. And we'll make sure to check the list twice and make sure those wonderful gifts are on that list. Now, if I'm not mistaken, do you have a little brother or sister also?
Yeah, I have a brother.
And can I speak with him, please?
This is Jack.
Goodness gracious. Merry Christmas, Jack. This is Santa.
Hi, Santa.
And how are you, my little friend?
Great.
Now, what does Jack want for Christmas? Can you remind me, please?
I want some Pokemon Funko Pops.
Okay, Pokemon. Yes. And what else?
Pokemon cards.
Mm-hmm.
And some Lego, please.
And some Legos. Now, there's a couple of questions I have to ask you. First thing, what kind of Legos do you want? To build either a house, cars, plane, bridges? What would you like to have? What kind of Legos would you like to have?
A Christmas Lego set.
Oh, goodness. My favorite kind of Lego set. Yes, 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 yes. And then from there on Pokemon, who is your favorite Pokemon?
Eevee.
Oh, goodness gracious. A lot of boys and girls are very, very happy with those ones, the little Pokemon cards. They have so much fun, and I'm so glad for you guys. Anything else?
No, that's it.
That's it? Well, okay, now you're going to be good, I hope.
I will.
And you're going to listen to Mommy and Daddy.
Yeah.
And I'll make sure that I can see you next week on Christmas morning with something amazing for Christmas for you, okay?
Thank you.
My pleasure, and have a good night. Thanks for calling, son. I appreciate the phone call, and hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did.
Ava wants to ask you something, Santa.
We'll see you soon. Merry Christmas to you. Well, bye-bye now. Now, I was yes, okay, Star, we have somebody else. Goodness gracious. Hello, this is Santa. Hello, this is Santa.
Hello.
And how are you?
Good.
And what can Santa bring you for Christmas?
Shingazilla.
Okay. Anything else?
And a basketball.
Oh, goodness gracious. Now, that is a wonderful gift. So that means that you can look forward to in the summer months to be able to go outside and have fun. Well, good for you. Anything else I can bring you for Christmas?
A flashlight.
A flashlight. Now, that's a good idea. So this way that you can get up in the night, if you need to do anything, to go for get a glass of water, if Mommy and Daddy would let you do that, and from there on you'll be able to get around very easily. But I'll see what I can do for you, okay? Anything else?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too. Thanks for calling, Santa. I really appreciate the call, and I hope you enjoyed it too, and looking forward to seeing you in another week with these wonderful gifts. We'll see you soon. Merry Christmas to you. Bye-bye, my friend. Bye-bye. Goodness gracious. Now, how we're making out, Star, are we able to communicate very, very good with our friends at Rogers? Yes, everything seems to be working fine tonight. Good. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Now, you know, Santa's always wondering how boys and girls are making out. And sometimes they give us little stories on what did happen during the summer months. Some boys and girls do tell Santa they lost a few tooth or teeth, or they were going too fast on their bicycles and had a little accident. So that's where they say, Santa, can you bring me some elbow pads, some knee pads, some gloves to make sure that they're okay. But Santa will always check to make sure if you ever get if you get a skateboard or a scooter, I'll try to bring stuff to protect you. Well, okay, yes, okay, Bernard, you're telling me I'm gonna get something. Hello, this is Santa.
Say hi, Madeline.
Hi.
And how are you tonight?
Good.
You're being good.
Say, I'm good.
There, you're good. You're good.
Madeline's a little shy.
That's okay. I mean, thank Mommy, you're there to help, and we're glad on that. Now, what would you like to have for Christmas? Can you remind Santa what you'd like to have?
Dollhouse?
Gabby's dollhouse.
Okay.
Again?
Gabby's dollhouse.
You like Gabby's dollhouse?
Yes, yes. I heard that. Oh, goodness gracious. Now, that would be a great gift idea. Anything else?
What else do you like?
Papa.
You like Paw Patrol?
Now, who is your favorite Paw Patrol? Who is your favorite Paw Patrol?
Who's your favorite Paw Patrol, Madeline?
Guy?
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, I'm telling you, you are... Well, I'm glad to see that you're going to ask for Paw Patrols, and you're going to have a wonderful gift, and you're going to be good, right? Yeah, you're going to be really, really good? Merry Christmas. Thanks for calling Santa. I appreciate that. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye, dear. Bye-bye, dear. Bye-bye. Oh, goodness gracious. Wow. Goodness gracious. No, that's very, very sweet. And especially what I enjoy with a phone call like that is you got mommy and daddy and helping in to make sure that we get to know what they want for Christmas, and if there's anything special, they'll get a Santa hand to make sure that we bring either an extra little gift, or a Barbie or a game or a special little stuffed toy that they can cuddle with. So one thing I always was asked a question, and they had people or mom and dads or boys and girls ask Santa, what is my favorite food? Well, we all know cookie is really, really a good part of what I enjoy eating, but I also enjoy eating food that unfortunately Mrs. Claus is very picky for Santa. She doesn't like me eating something that will either dirty my beard or make a mess of my suit. So from there on, it's most of the time, it's something that I really enjoy is eating mashed potatoes, carrots, and then another kind of vegetables. And then from there on, meat that either chicken or fish. And then from there on, it's really, really good for Santa. So a lot of boys and girls say, well, Santa, don't you eat candy canes or cookies? Well, I do. I do some eating of my cooking from Mrs. Claus or my elves. But no, most of the kids don't know that Santa likes his carrots, loves his potato, mashed potato, yes, yes, yes. And then whatever Mrs. Claus makes, if it's chicken or fish or sometimes we'll try to sneak in a pizza. Not very, very hard on the sauce, but very light on the sauce. And then from there on, it doesn't stick to Santa's beard, and it doesn't take a long time to clean. So for the boys and girls who are asking that, there you go. So there you go. So now you know what Santa likes to eat. Now, kids, you have to understand that this is a very, very important night, because if you're calling Santa, I need to make sure that if you send me a letter, or mom and dad did, if there's any changes, don't worry. Call and let me know what are the changes. It could be a different color or a different game or anything it is. Just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to make the changes if we can still do it at this time, okay? Now, I was told that, for my friends in the Moncton area, Dieppe, Review, surrounding areas, you guys are going to be having something very special. It's the Juniors Tournament that's coming in. So for all the little hockey players, you might be able to get a chance to go see some really good hockey and be able to go out and see all kinds of wonderful things that are going to be happening in the area. So good for you. And also, I was told the same thing is happening in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So for all my little friends, hopefully you'll get a chance to go out and enjoy a great evening or an afternoon with mom and dad to see some great, great hockey. So good luck to everyone, and hopefully you get a chance to go and have fun. Now, since we have a few minutes, a lot of boys and girls are asking about Rudolph, because Rudolph, during the whole year up to almost Christmas, his nose does not shine as much as usual. Now, if I brought Rudolph in this room, it would be bright, but not as bright as Christmas Eve. So I was asked the other day by a little boy and said, well, Santa, what makes Rudolph's nose become so bright? Well, we had the special food that Rudolph, years and years and years ago, by mistake, ate, and all of a sudden his nose started to glow. So from there on, we were just overwhelmed and see how bright that his nose has started to glow. Then they had the little story that other reindeers had made fun and everything. But all of a sudden, the reindeers realized that having Rudolph in front, well, it's very, very safe for Santa and the other deers, because, we are flying at a very, very high speed, and we don't want anything to collide with us or to hit us. So with Rudolph's nose, we can see very, very far, and we can maneuver and get to houses without any trouble. And yes, the boys and girls say, how about airplanes and everything? Well, we did have a few times that it did get kind of close, and sometimes the boys and girls in the airplane got to see Santa and they waved to me, and I tried my best to wave back, but it's very hard because I got to keep on track and on schedule to make sure that I get all these gifts delivered before you boys and girls wake up in the morning. Now, that's another thing. Boys and girls, before you get up Christmas morning, I know it's very hard. You guys are all excited, and you just want to come and see what's under the tree. But don't forget, ask Mom and Dad if it's okay to get up, so they can turn on the lights, and they can even check and see if I was there or not. If I wasn't there, well, you guys just stay in bed and a little bit more patient, and eventually that Mom and Dad will come and check, and they will let you guys know that I've been there and your gifts are all under the tree. So hopefully that I won't be late this year, and I'll be able to be there to be able to drop off these wonderful, wonderful gifts. And I have to say, I'm so impressed with Mom and Dad, how they decorate the house, how the living room looks so good. Everything is so clean and pretty. We thank you so much for doing that, because it's fun to walk in where you know that they're expecting Santa, and they are all excited to be able to see what they're going to be getting. So from there on, thanks, Mom and Dad, for doing that, because I appreciate your hard work. And the kids do it also. I'm sure they don't say thank you all the time, but I know that they were really, really glad that you guys do make all this work possible for them to be able to enjoy Christmas, as once a year comes and it's the perfect day of the year. So from there, people are asking Santa this year, what are the exciting things that people are asking for? Well, every year I always get lots and lots of questions and requests on different things, from anything from some kids are asking for skidoos, and unfortunately I can't bring a skidoo, but I can bring accessories, mittens, a helmet, skidoo suit, boots to keep you warm. Some people want stuff because they're very, very fortunate. They're going to go to in the southern part of the world, where there's white sand, beautiful color water. They're going to go play on the beach, or even if they're lucky enough, they might go to Disney World and get to see Mickey Mouse and his friends. So if you're going anywhere and you're very, very lucky to, well, hopefully you'll enjoy it, and hopefully maybe that I can bring something to help you enjoy your vacation, from either some sunglasses or a nice cap to put on top of your head that you don't get sunburned, shorts, sandals. If you need anything, you can always tell Mom and Dad to check with Santa, and I might be able to bring you some stuff that you might be able to use on your trip. Because it's great to be able to get away where most people live. There's snow, it's cold, and some people don't like that. So if you get a chance to go somewhere and enjoy the nice warm sun, and to go play in the water, well, goodness gracious, I'm very, very glad for you. Hopefully that you guys will have fun and take pictures, because I always enjoy to see what you guys did. And then when I get sometimes at your homes, the pictures are either on the fireplace or on the table, and I can take a quick look and say, oh, look, they've gone to either Jamaica, Cuba, or, like I said, maybe on a cruise. Goodness gracious. And that's another thing. A lot of the boys and girls, some of them are away during the Christmas season, and they kind of tell Mom and Dad, how is Santa going to get us our gifts? Well, I'll have to tell you a little secret. Mom and Dad usually let me know on a little secret, saying, well, we're not going to be home for Christmas. We're going to go and spend either a week on a cruise ship or on a beach, or going to see relatives somewhere. So they always let Santa know. So when it gets to the Christmas Eve, I just make a note that instead of going over here, I'm going to go and I'm going to turn right around, and I'll make sure to stop by where you guys are. Now, if you're on a resort somewhere, and you're in a room where there's no chimney, well, I might leave your gifts by the door, or right by your beds, and then when you wake up in the morning, it'll all be there. So if you're going away for the holiday season, don't worry. I'll be more than happy to make the correction on your address, and make sure all your gifts will be delivered to you guys, and Christmas morning. So that's very important, because I don't want anybody to wake up Christmas morning with no Christmas gift. That would be a very, very sad story for Santa. So, and now on changing the subject for a little bit. Now, Okay, we're getting a lot of static. Is that what it is, Star? Goodness gracious. No, so we're being told that the storm's kind of increasing, and from there on that hopefully we're not going to lose our signal with Rogers, because they work so hard down at the station to make sure that we're able to communicate. So from there on, if we do lose or we do have to cut, unfortunately, our visit tonight, well, I apologize, because I really want to make sure that I get to talk to all the boys and girls. So like I said, if you need to talk to Santa, we're still on for a little bit. So the number on the bottom of on your screen, just dial that number, or ask Mom and Dad to dial that number, and then you can talk with Santa, and I'll be more and more happy to either listen to your little stories, that whatever happened today, or from there on, if there's anything that you need to let me know, I'll be more happy to enjoy. Là, j'étais avisé qu'on a une tête tempête qui arrive, là, puis c'est peut-être ça qu'on va avoir des difficultés à communiquer avec nos amis Rogers. So, si il faut qu'on laisse aller pour la soirée, je veux dire que j'ai vraiment essayé de dire que ça peut peut-être arriver. So, si ça arrive, je m'excuse pour ça. Puis c'est pas que je ne veux pas vous parler, c'est juste que ici, au Pôle Nord, quand la tempête se lève puis commence à venter, de là, ça peut être vraiment, vraiment difficile pour essayer de maintenir le signal avec nos amis at Rogers. So, now, I was asked this morning, I was seeing a daycare, and one of the little girls told me, she said, Santa, do you ever see polar bears in North Pole? Goodness gracious, polar bears are just like snowflakes. They're all over the place, but they're very, very easy to deal with. They're not vicious animals at the North Pole. Now, somewhere else, I mean, they might be a little bit more aggressive, but up North Pole, where we make sure that they're well taken care of, nobody chases them or does anything to get them, very aggressive. So so most of the time, I look out my window when I'm in the office, checking my list, and all of a sudden I'll see a polar bear go by, and I think, look, it's very slow. He looks at me, and he smiles and keeps on going. So from there, for all the boys and girls saying animals in North Pole, there's all kinds. I have anything from a polar bear that could go by. I have penguins, and then from there on, I've got also my reindeers. And I have other reindeers, but those 9 reindeers I use every year, those are the ones that are always around. And sometimes they'll just come and look in the window and see what I'm doing, because they know they're going to. So from there on, they want to check and make sure that Santa's all right. So from there, it's it's very amusing to have friends like reindeers. So now yes, okay, I've got the message. Now we're being told that the storm is getting worse and worse, and they're starting to lose little signals. So unfortunately, I will have to say good night. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thanks so much for joining, and I'll see you next time. Bon, joyeux Noël tout le monde. Merci pour l'appeler. On espère que vous allez avoir un beau Noël. On se parle bientôt. From us at North Pole, DJ de notre part, joyeux Noël, mes amis. À la prochaine. Merry Christmas and all a good night. Well, thanks, everyone.
Due to the length of the preceding program, we now join the regularly scheduled program already in progress.
This sauce is a great way to use up vegetables that are past their fresh date. So these are fine, but sometimes if they're a little bit on the mushy side, we're making a sauce, they're great to put in there. I don't know how you guys cut peppers, but the way that I do it, I don't know, maybe it doesn't work for everybody. I just cut it in half, and then I snap off this top here, and then take the white part out, sometimes with a knife. I think that's the easiest way, really, yeah. And then I always do this to get those extra last seeds out of there. You'd have to ask a gardener friend to see if these seeds are good for replanting, because sometimes the variety just doesn't give any fruit. And sometimes they do. So I don't know enough about gardening, unfortunately. But if you have a gardener friend, ask them if the seeds can be saved and replanted. I'm going to get you now to wash off the tops of the cans, please. And then we'll actually, by the time we have the garlic finished, we're probably ready to start our sauce. And this is all stuff that can be pre-made on like a Sunday afternoon or something like that, and then make a big pot of sauce and then frozen. It's the prep work that takes the most amount of time, and if you can kind of have that done ahead of time, assembling it is really easy. Okay, so we are almost ready to get started on making our sauce. So I'll go get us a nice big pot. So what I like to do when I'm sauteing things is I like to mix it half butter, half olive oil.
Okay.
Definitely people can adjust it to their own. But this is just something I've always done. Okay, so we're going to wait for that to heat up. And then we are basically just going to be dumping things in one after the other. Yep. And then waiting for the sauce to get to the desired consistency that we want. And the zucchini does not have to be cooked. Right. We don't have to pre-saute it or anything like that. The sauce will definitely soften it up. We're going to saute our onions and garlic first. Yep. Then we're going to saute the meat. Yep. And then the softer vegetables like the peppers and the mushrooms will go in last. Yep. Okay. After that, we're going to add in all of our sauce and spices and pretty much just let it go. You'll see with tomato sauce, when you're cooking it, there's a certain red to it. And you want that red to get darker and deeper and richer, which means a lot of the water's evaporating and all the natural sugars are coming out, and it caramelizes a bit, not too much. So we're going to start with this. I'm going to reduce the heat. So again, we're just, we've done this before, right, where we're cooking the onions and the garlic, and we're waiting for it to turn from that solid color to that opaque or translucent see-through. And then that's kind of an indication that you know that it's done. So there's no real science to it, if you will. I like cooking like this because it keeps me on my toes. I always have to keep an eye on it. When that is cooking, there's that middle ricotta layer that has to be mixed with other things, and we'll take care of that in a minute. It's still red, so it's just surface oxidization, if you will. It's always very important to wash your hands regularly anyways, but especially so if you're handling meat. That's certainly one thing you don't want to play with. So the rule of thumb being just wash your hands often, and doubly so when you're handling meat. So what we're looking for when we're cooking the meat is for all of that pink to be gone. And also keeping in mind that it will be cooked further, but that's just not a shortcut you want to take. You want to make sure that all of the pink is completely gone. Yeah. And then you're good to go for adding more things in. Okay, we're just about ready to lose all of the pink in here. And once that happens, we will be adding in our vegetables.
Almost good enough to eat.
In goes the vegetables, just red and yellow peppers, the mushrooms. We had these pre-sliced from last week when we had a little bit of time to do it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So, and they lasted, right? Very well covered up.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And so, same thing with the vegetables. We just want to get a softness to it. We have the advantage here of having mushrooms. So once we see those turn a little bit darker and a little bit more limp, then we'll add in our tomato sauces. We are good to go now with our sauce. So our sauces are made up of tomatoes, tomato paste, and pre-made sauce. Now all we do is we cover it and we let it be. So I'm not going to throw those out yet because I'm going to determine how thinner it needs to be once it boils down. And if that's the case, then we're going to rinse all these out with a little bit of water, put it all in there, and just thin it out a bit. Okay, so we're going to find the lid. Okay, so while that's cooking, and it's probably going to cook for about half an hour given this size.
All right.
Okay, so now we're going to make and get ready that middle ricotta layer. So this is just soft white cheese. It's a ricotta. Ricotta is made after you make cheese. It's a secondary product.
Oh.
Yep. So nice. Looks like cottage cheese, but it's not.
Well, that's what I was wondering, because it does.
Yeah, it does. And if you have cottage cheese, let's say a fuller fat cottage cheese, that would be a good substitute. Because ricotta can be expensive.
Yeah.
And so the sodium is really good on this. Then we are going to, for each one of those, we're going to add 1 egg. But these eggs are pretty small. So I think I'm going to add 3 eggs. Try to crack your egg on the side so you don't have shells going in, because the shell or cheese is white and the shells are white. So
You take the fun out of it.
So of course, eggs, if you were making it without the meat, eggs are a great source of protein. And then we are going to put in the Parmesan. This is something you could definitely put less of to make it more budget friendly.
What is it?
This is Parmesan cheese. Okay. So it'll be sort of a paste, I guess, is the best way to describe it. And again, this is going to go into your middle layer. So very nice light yellow color, and just mixing everything in. The egg yolks give it that beautiful color. And once it's all mixed, then it just stays aside, because we'll be putting sauce and then some cheese. Now, we don't have the mozzarella cheese.
Right.
We have just regular cheese, but that'll be good enough.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to use and make do with what you have. There we go. So that's our middle ricotta layer. We're going to add in the oregano, which is dried. What I like to do to kind of gauge, I actually like to do like a cover, like
Oh.
I blanket it.
Yeah.
And then I go, yeah, that's enough.
Okay.
I mean, we have enough going on in here. This has the basil, the oregano. It has red peppers and garlic, which we already have.
Yep.
So you don't need to add that, but this is definitely not a salt substitute. So there we go. And now you can start smelling how fragrant that is, right?
Yeah, I smell it.
And see, all of that oregano just goes all throughout. Now, as I'm cooking this, I have to remember tomatoes have a lot of naturally occurring sugar, so the bottom can burn.
Oh,
Okay, so you really have to watch that. So one of the last things we're going to do before we wait for the sauce to be made is we're going to oil our pan lightly. Okay, then we're going to put some parchment paper on top, and then lightly oil the parchment paper. Now what I'm going to do, I take this and flip it over. So now the part that touches the lasagna is already oiled.
yeah.
So this is not a big deal, it's just we have a couple of minutes extra, but I like to really make it where it's just going to fit in very nicely in the pan. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some water in one can, probably almost to the top. And then I'll use that same, this is about a cup, so and I'm just going to use it to go from can to can. You might not get it all, but okay, there we go. The recipe calls for this to be cooked at 400 degrees, so pretty hot oven. And what they say is to cook it for 45 minutes. So we will have plenty of time on our hands after. Nice layer on the bottom there. In this case, maybe like 5 or 7 or 8 ladlefuls.
Drool.
Okay. Now just take the back of that spoon. Yeah, exactly. You know what you're doing. Okay.
No, I'm just faking it.
Fake it until you make it, right? Okay, so again, this is not lasagna, mozzarella cheese, but it's what we have, so. Okay. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're just layering this like we would a noodle. So you just want to get good coverage everywhere. So if you want to help me with that, we'll just, you want to start at that end?
Sure.
And then just give it a good coverage there. Okay, so basically we're just covering it as if we would lasagna noodles. Oh boy.
Like eggplant too.
Again, the trick really is, if you want to put some more sauce here, the trick really is to see what can be sliced very, very thinly and then go with it. I mean, like an eggplant noodle, if you will, is delicious. Oh. We're kind of pressed for time here, so we had to sort of hurry up our sauce, and but I'm sure it does smell. Yeah, and it does smell amazing. So this is a very big recipe, obviously, as you can tell. And by the time you add up all the ingredients, you could be up to, let's say, $30. But this will make 18 portions. Yeah. So you're looking still at less than $2 per portion. I mean, if you were a smaller family, you would, obviously use less. If you had a loaf pan, like a bread loaf pan, you lived alone, you could make it in the bread loaf pan. Okay, so now we're back to the zucchini. Okay, so now we're going to put in our ricotta layer. Pretty dry, so work that out a bit. Okay, and then just try to bring it to the sides. A little bit like icing a cake, right? Yeah. Okay, so now we're back to the layer of sauce. And in all those corners there. Cheese. We're going to try to use everything, but we might have some extras, so. This is something that when it's cooked would freeze very well.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. And you know what? I think this might be where we end.
Yeah.
If the dish was deeper, then of course we could go deeper, but at this point, I think this is where we end. So we'll just package up all the rest of that stuff. Oh well. Go. Now we put in a bit more of our Parmesan cheese. And I'm not a fan of this particular dry cheese. But if this were Parmigiano Reggiano, the real stuff, like, you would need a lot. Dusting it, exactly. And if this was real Parmigiano Reggiano, it would have a nice melting, but this is just the powdered stuff, so. Okay. Now, when we put in our baking sheet underneath, we are also going to put on some parchment paper just in case it does overflow. So if somebody can open the door, please. Thank you. Oh my goodness. So this gives you an idea of what it would look like at the end result. I mean, we do need to let it cool down until we start cutting it, but beautiful, nice caramelized top on it. The brown smells incredible. The brown spots are not to be worried. It does add a depth of flavor to it. We're used to seeing maybe a whiter, creamier top, but this is really what you're looking for in your final result.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Heartbeat of Mother Earth, I feel you and embrace your warmth. I see you dancing through the trees. Your song floats on the summer breeze. Community, we come together. We are the voice of our ancestors. Thankful for how much you bless us. Feel the thunder in the drum. All our voices sing as one. Feel the power, feel the pride. Feel the drumbeat deep inside. Feel the boom, feel the bass. Let's let go of time and space. It'll make you dance, it'll make you sing. Ode Wegun, Wedok Wishin. The drum will lead you, take you far. Always remember who you are.
Same thing, you were involved in everything.
Yeah, it was, well, we moved here 14 years ago. I'm from Amherst originally, but I grew up in Mississauga. And we moved here and the kids were young and I got involved in the school and everything grew from there, right? It's a community, a greater community in a province that allows for that. And we really, if we didn't have volunteerism, we wouldn't be, the province that we are.
Sometimes, for a wish to come true, it takes a kingdom, because together is stronger. Tied tight, united we stand, in honor of one child's wish, to fuel the fire that will grant many more. Join the kingdom.
You're watching Rogers TV.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV.